And I'm back. So I've been away for a little bit, kind of recovering and whatnot, and still not totally recovered. And I tried to help out with the moving of all the stuff out of the Studio B, and I just hurt myself more. So anyway, so I decided, okay, I'll bring stuff home. So I have now the robot arm and the camera and the lens and the controller unit, and there's my screen all set up here at the house. And I've actually had pretty good success. Believe it or not. I now have the camera hooked up, and I've got this connection here, which I had to repair, is hooked up to my serial converter. And I probably can't see this really well. Right now it's sitting on its side, so yeah, it's kind of crap. But should be able to. And you can kind of see here, maybe you can, maybe you can't. You see the little RX light is blinking. It seems that the system kicks out a packet that says OK every single second, which is odd as hell, but who am I to tell it how to work, right? So I've got a spec sheet that tells me this protocol, which I am really happy to see. This has been really the first device that I've seen that is kind of dumb easy to work with. It just starts kicking out data, and these are good things. I always hate when I find a piece of hardware that's like so damn cryptic that, you know, it's so esoteric, and it's this big huge byte stream that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and just annoying. Anyways, so all I have to do, and so right here we're going to send this zoom command. So we're going to come up here and do 85, and then we'll do like, oh, I don't know, 25, why not? And we'll send that, and it zooms right in. So we'll do that again. Let's reset it to, well, we'll set it back to where it was, and we'll set it maybe a little further out. So I've got the zoom working, I've got the focus working, or at least I kind of have an understanding how those things work. I don't really have iris control yet, as I'm not really sure all about that stuff. I'm not really an AV guy, so I don't really know what that means. But starting to work, and I'm getting really happy about that. Alright, now with the setup kind of working, and at least I can understand the command protocol, I'm getting set up with the Arduino and, you know, its parts to kind of work on the next step, which is actually putting the commands in the Arduino. One of the things that's a little bit of a downfall is, or pitfall, is there's a TTL to RS-232 conversion that needs to happen. Well, I have this thing. It's a kind of a crappy port-powered serial comms converter, and it'll do the job. Probably I'm gonna crack it open and probably find a different way to power it. Thing is, these are typically port-powered and they're flaky. But I do also have this thing, a little prototype shield, that I'm thinking if I put this guy on the top of the Arduino stack, so another little layer, I can put in like a Max 232 chip, as well as do the final little wiring that replaces these little loops. So that'll kind of clean up the design a little bit, as well as kind of give it some final pieces. As well, I might be able to put like some better connectors here, so that when I wire into the pots on this device, that they actually kind of click and kind of connect properly instead of just being wires or soldered straight on. So I don't know, I'm still thinking about that part. So it's the next day, and I'm working on the next kind of chunk of this. Now I've got the Arduino prototype set up. I've got stupid LED screws up my shots. And so I've got a couple little wires you can see there, the red and the orange, and those are connected to the cable, and it comes up to here and then into my TTL to RS-232 converter, and then into the RS-232 to USB converter. Is there any potential confusion here? Nah, none at all. Anyways, part of the test code, or part of the code that I wrote, allows for messages. See this window, the bottom window here. Come on, where's the mouse? There it is. Is connected through the TCP, and I can send messages through, and you can see if I don't move off the button here. Okay, somewhere along the way I broke it. So, and that's exactly the problem I'm having, is sometimes it just cuts right out, and I don't really know why. But as far as half the test cable goes, that's working. So now I've got to make sure that the cable coming off the camera connects and works properly. But with the serial communication seeming to be a little flaky, that might be a problem. So now I've got the prototype camera cable running. So now I've got the cable here, and it actually ends here, and then I put on a null modem and some adapters and whatever, so that I can simulate the input from the camera. Come on, where's my mouse? So one thing the camera does is every second it sends out, okay, okay. Kind of odd, but okay. So I've got the two halves of the cable now working. I've got to write some Arduino code to somehow get it communicating. I've been toying with it, but it just hasn't seemed to have been working yet. So I've got a little bit more work to do. So I hooked up the cable here through my wonderful little converter and into the other cable that goes to the Arduino, and just as I'd feared, there's not either enough power coming from the camera, or there isn't the proper pin, or some other weird thing. So I hate port powered RS-232 to TTL converters, because they're pretty much garbage. Anyways, they're finicky and they annoy the hell out of me. Anywho, but now that I kind of have an understanding of that, I can implement that code into the Arduino for controlling the camera. I just have no way of testing it until I get something better. So I'm gonna jump online and get probably a Max 232 chip and a couple other components, and there's still some software stuff to fix in the Arduino. Every once in a while it just kind of stops for some reason, not quite certain. So I've still got work to do, but this has been good sorting all this out. So that's as far as I guess I'm really going to go for right now.